What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR365. It is 11:20 a.m. and today is January 31st. It is the final day of January. What is the latest, bro? Yes, there is a goofy picture that is out there. Yeah, so today I was looking in my closet and I was like thinking, you know, is there some different shirt I can wear that might be a little bit different than what I wear all the time? Because I don't want to wear like the same 7 or 8 shirts ad nauseum. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to mix it up a little bit, and I found this like gray polo that I had, and I was like, well, I could sport this gray polo real quick. And then so I put this gray polo on. And then what I do a lot of times for my thumbnail images, what I do is I have this Logitech webcam, right? And so I go into the Logitech software and I just take some pictures, and I'll take a picture like this, you know, I'll take a picture like this, take a picture like that. And then so every once in a while I'll start doing some stupid stuff like, you know, and I'll do some really goofy image, right? And so today I took like 7 or 8 different pictures, and I looked at this one and I was like, oh my God, this is so goofy. I've got to use it. It is so goofy. I've got to use it. Yeah, guys, that is what it's all about, folks. You got to get goofy on YouTube or you will not be successful. It's kind of like what happens is everybody starts out on YouTube and they're like, I'm never going to do all that goofy stuff, man. I'm not, that's just not me, man. I'm not going to do that goofy stuff. And then slowly over time, they start to morph into a goofy YouTuber. It's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. So yes, I have been morphing into a goofy YouTuber, and I believe the morph will continue. The morph will continue to bang away. All right, I got to tell you guys today that I'd rather be Donald than Goofy. Donald Trump? Okay. So here's what I wanted to say. Today I am all over the map. Absolutely discombobulated. Apparently some weird thing happened at my son's high school. Apparently everybody is safe. Nobody's in danger. But like some weird thing happened, and it kind of like threw me completely out of whack. And there was like this real long message, and I was listening to it from his principal. Anyway, long story short, bottom line is it threw me completely out of whack. So this might be a bit of a discombobulated episode. I do try to have, I actually have topics and stuff, but I'm kind of all over the map with everything. So I apologize for that, but I will try to rein this thing in and get it under control and figure everything out. But I do need a little bit of your guys' patience in terms of today's episode. Okay, so what is the #1 story of the day? And let's go ahead and switch over to Webby Browser. And here it is, guys. So the #1 story of the day, Samsung has filed a VR patent featuring a curved OLED display. Now the question is this a new story? No. I accidentally bumped my mic. Hold on real quick. Is this a new story? No, it is not a new story. In fact, this story came out a number of days ago, but I forget who was the website that broke it. It was like Patently Mobile or some type of weird mobile website that broke it. And no one else was covering it. Like no one else mentioned anything about it. And so I was like, I don't even know if this is real, because if this is real, why isn't Upload VR talking about it? Why isn't Road to VR talking about it? Why isn't everybody talking about it? And nobody else was talking about it. So it's kind of like, I don't even know if this story's legit. But here we have Digital Trends. Now, are they much of a better website? Not really. But at least it is another website that has actually done a story on this. So I figure, you know, why don't we go ahead and talk about this a little bit here? And so the bottom line is we really don't have a hell of a lot of information here. Apparently, Samsung has filed a patent. Now, this was filed last year. It was filed a year ago, and it was published last week. And so what it says is it mentions a curved display paired with a mounting surface having a curvature as well. Samsung's previous forays into VR, such as the Odyssey Plus, already come with OLED displays, so it stands to reason the new patent may indicate that a curved OLED display may be forthcoming. Now again, when we get into all of these different patents, it is all much ado really about nothing, because honestly, we really don't have much information. I don't even have, I don't know if they have a link here to the actual patent designs. Let's see here if I can find it. Picture it, a Samsung VR OLED display paired with Feel Real's Odor Vision Mask. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they have an actual link. I can click on this, but I think this is just the patent office. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay, this is it. Okay, it does have this. A head-mounted electronic device, according to various embodiments of the present invention, may compromise a curved display, a frame having a mounting surface having a curvature such that the curved display is mounted thereon, and a pair of optical assemblies provided on the left and right sides of the interior of the frame, respectively, so as to provide displayed images to the left and right eyes of the user, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, this is kind of a little bit of an idea here on what they're doing. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit on these images here. Scroll down a bit. Yeah, so, you know, you got divided images and then it recorrects them by the time it gets to your eye. And so the idea here, see, this was filed back on January 6, 2017. So this is actually like over 2 years old. This is a really old thing right here. But yeah, this is Samsung, and they did, this was published. So, you know, it's all good in the hisnid, right? We are about to get an incredible, never before seen OLED curved screen. Oh my God, 180-degree field of view, 8K each eye. Now, to be serious though for a minute here, I do believe that Samsung is going to drop a bomb on the VR gaming industry at some point in time. I've been speculating about this for years. And the reason why I've always speculated with Samsung is because if you're in the game of selling monitors and selling TVs, and Samsung is probably #1, right? They're probably #1 in the world in terms of television sales, computer monitor sales, LCD screens. They are balling out of control. Samsung is top dog. Now, what if there's a technology that is basically going to eliminate the need to ever have a physical screen anywhere? Well, those technologies are here, and those technologies are coming in the very near future. Now, our resolution isn't up to snuff yet, but we eventually are going to be in a situation within the next handful of years, I'm talking within the next 5 to 6 years, we are going to be able to virtually place screens of any size anywhere that are going to be incredibly beautiful, gorgeous. It'll look like a real 4K OLED TV that you just put anywhere. And that's going to be coming to VR. That is going to be coming to AR. It is simply a matter of time. The writing is on the wall. And so if you're Samsung, if you're Sony, if you're anybody that is selling screens, Acer, LG, everybody's got to get into this game sooner or later because you've got to protect the throne. So Samsung is going to get into the mix here. Now, they've had the Samsung Odyssey Windows Mixed Reality headset, so they took the reference design that Microsoft had. They made the Samsung Odyssey. It's considered the elite of the Windows Mixed Reality platform. It's the elite headset. Then they came out with the Odyssey Plus. Now, we've talked about the Odyssey Plus a million different times. Okay, VR Gamer says LG are the world's #1 producer of screens. Okay, let's not have facts dispute the situation that we're talking about here. Okay, yeah, but Samsung's in the top 3. Give me that. Samsung is in the top 3. And LG is going to be working on VR as well. all of these companies, they've got to do it, man. They've got to investigate. They've got to work on VR. They've got to work on AR, because if this is where everything goes, and I personally believe that the trains have left the station, that it is over. This future is coming, whether you like it or not, whether you want it to come or not. And everybody out there that thinks, oh, VR is never going to take over, AR is never going to take over, it is absolutely inevitable. It is unstoppable. It is simply a matter of time. And all of these companies got to get in the game. They've got to figure this stuff out, and they got to start designing some incredible headsets. And so they've patented this curved OLED display, and I do believe there is going to be a time where all of a sudden we're going to get an announcement of an incredible Samsung VR headset that is going to blow our socks off. Now, I don't know if this is the one, but I believe that it is coming. So it is good news that there is a patent. It's a couple years old. We don't know how far away this headset is. They just came out with the Odyssey Plus, so I don't really know that they're going to pop out another headset. I don't believe in the year 2019. CES has come and gone. We haven't seen anything from it as far as that goes. Could they be a silent partner with Valve? They could, but they've already worked with Windows so far, so I don't know that they're going to jump up. It is inevitable, Mr. Anderson. It certainly is. Okay, so that is Samsung, and again, we really don't have much information. Obviously, a curved screen. The beautiful thing about a curved screen is we can get to a much wider FOV without going full-on hammerhead shark. So that is the nice thing. You see these different Pimax headsets. They are a bit hammerhead shark. They're not the most glorious looking things from the outside. And every time I bring up the fact that some of these headsets don't look good from the outside, everybody will say, who cares what it looks like from the outside? I don't care what it looks like from the outside. I just care what it looks like. No, you don't care, but everybody else cares. People in your house care. There's a lot of people, it's unfortunate, but a lot of people are so caught up in image. They're so caught up in how they look from an external standpoint. There are people that literally will not put on a VR headset because they're scared of looking goofy. And they're so overwhelmed by the fear of looking goofy that they won't put a VR headset on. I guarantee you there's people like this. In fact, there's a lot of people like this. And so we eventually need to make this stuff really look cool. We really got to do it because people aren't going to put these things on if they look really dumb. I don't care if you don't care about how it looks on the outside. People do care. I don't care either. But you know what I care in? You know what I care about? I care about having some super incredible games in VR. I want Red Dead Redemption 2 in VR. And that is not going to happen until this becomes as mainstream can get. That is why I'm into the Oculus Quest. Somebody yesterday, actually, you know what? Let's go to the mailbag real quick. Let's actually go to the mailbag because Ken Hell is here and he had a very interesting comment in the mailbag yesterday. Let's switch up and let's go to the mailbag. So let's go to this one here. I don't know if it was this episode, but let me click on this one real quick. Okay, yeah, let's go. Jim Hall says, shocked, can't believe you're 6'2". To me, you appear much shorter. How the hell would you know? I'm not, like, what reference point do I have? Yeah, I am 6'2". I am absolutely 6'2". It's not that big of a deal. Well, you know, I might be like 6'1" and 7/8 or something, like if you actually measured me. Scion VR says, I think 3D games are dead, but 3D movies are not dead. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I may have went a bit overboard there on the whole 3D is dead thing yesterday. I still feel 3D is dead. I feel like you guys are this like super tiny niche of people that are still buying 3D Blu-rays. Like, I think there is a set of people out there. They bought a 3D TV. They bought a Blu-ray player that can do 3D Blu-ray movies, and they are all in, baby. They continue to buy those movies. Like, some of these people may have spent several $1,000s or whatever to buy their 3D TV originally, and some people have invested so much money into like buying a TV like that they have to justify their purchase. And so the way they justify their purchase is they buy 3D movie after 3D movie after 3D movie, even though it's basically dead. They keep buying it because they're like, no, 3D ain't dead. I'm getting a new 3D Blu-ray every week, baby. It's all good in the isn't it? I got a $2,000 3D TV from like 4 or 5 years ago that nobody would buy for $500 today. But yeah, nah, man, I got to keep buying these 3D Blu-rays. So 3D Blu-rays are alive and well, apparently. I guess there's enough of you that they actually bother to go ahead and do that. It's interesting. Okay, Mysterious Mr. X says, Subnautica. It's another dirt rally situation. I like the idea of Subnautica, but never really got into it because the developer never brought VR motion controls. I dislike Eggbox controls, and wasn't prepared to use mouse and keys, so I gave Subnautica a miss. Subnautica is still worth playing with your controllers, ladies and gentlebots. Now, is it tremendously unfortunate that the new one is not VR? It sure as hell is. Let's see. Okay, so maybe this must not have been the thread I was thinking of. Okay, so let me go back. It must have been the previous episode. Okay, let's go back, videos. Let's go back to the previous episode. Okay, so I think it was this one, Creed update with Clubber Lang. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. Where is it? Where was this? I love your show, so glad. No, I'm telling you, there was an interesting comment that somebody left on one of my episodes, and god damn it, now I can't find it. It was a very interesting comment. It was actually from King Hell. King Hell had maybe it was on the Creed. Maybe it was on my Creed Let's Play. Let's see if it was on the Creed Let's Play. Oops. Got volume blasting out here. Oh yeah, this is funny. Lethal Weasel VR says, this game is Action Jackson. Literally. And I didn't get it at first. Like, I didn't get it, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it does have a lot of action. Yeah, sure, it does have no, Action Jackson. Carl Weathers is Action Jackson, and he's in the game. So this was one of these things where I read this comment from Lethal Weasel, and it was actually like a minute later before I started laughing about it, and then I realized what the hell he was talking about. Okay, so this is King Hell. And this is the comment that I did want to read. I thought this comment was really, really good. Okay, so King Hell says, look, I like the free DLC, and I appreciate that they've added these characters to the free play mode. We're talking about Creed Legends Update right here. But I'm not sure they realize what they have here. As much as I like Creed films, this is Rocky 1 through 4. There's no contest. It should have been its own unique, full-price game with Creed Rise to Glory style storylines, grunts lifted from the films, Mickey, Apollo, Paulie. Yeah, they got to get Paulie in there. Adrian, Ludmilla. Who the hell is Ludmilla? And Mary in the crowd. You're going real deep there, King Hell. Russian Stadium, Russian training camps, slaughterhouse training camps, a Chase the Chicken mini game, James Brown in the MGM Grand Hotel. It would have been freaking awesome. A full Rocky game in this engine would have really shifted VR units. Imagine if Ivan was a little better rendered and said, I must break you, when you touched gloves, and then Clubber said, dead meat. It would have been an emotional fangirling moment. And you know what? I was thinking the exact same thing, King Hell. I really was. I was thinking this is a bit of a missed opportunity. And what I started to think back to is you have some of these other games like NBA 2K, like the NBA 2K basketball series, and even Madden. They've started doing this thing where they kind of go off the field and off the court, and they'll do behind the scenes stuff with your agent and with groupies and, just drama, with your general manager. They do all this behind the scenes stuff, and I think it's really cool. It's a really good idea. And they absolutely could have did this with Rocky. They could have had little mini games where you take a bunch of eggs and you put them into a glass and you basically drink a whole bunch of eggs, and you're boxing the meat in the slaughterhouse, and Paulie's there. and you go to the little freaking pet shop where Adrian is working, and she's so freaking shy and everything. They could have did all of that. They really could. But the problem with that, I actually replied to this comment and I said, I need to remember to go to the mailbag and talk about this. Remind me, I couldn't agree more. But one of the things I said is I also know that the cost of the game would have exploded if they did all of that. Plus, it would have probably been in development for another 2 years. So I understand it. I understand. But yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing as far as that goes. I was thinking the same exact thing in terms of Creed Rise to Glory. Like, it is kind of a missed opportunity, but I understand what they've done here, and they've done a great job. They've got a good game here, so I don't think we can cry too much. Okay, so the next big story of the day, sorry to kind of get off target there, but I knew there was something in mailbag that I wanted to go to. So the next big story of the day is Pimax. Okay, so Pimax has released Brainwarp 1.0. And this is out there, guys. Now, here's the deal. There are a lot of known issues with this. There's some problems with this, but it also provides like a fixed foveated rendering. They basically have their own version of ASW, asynchronous space warp. This is kind of what it is. This is Brainwarp 1.0. And they've kind of just barely gotten started on here. And so basically it takes the smart smoothing function, taking the refresh rate of headset, 90 hertz as an example, when the frame rate of the game is 45 to 89, smart smoothing function will be automatically turned on and the rest of the situation will not be turned on, whatever that means. But yeah, and then there is some issues though. There's definitely some issues with this. And then they've also created like a fixed foveated rendering. And they have 3 different levels of it. They've got conservative, balanced, and aggressive. So Pimax is banging away. They're doing things. I don't know that it's all working so well, but they are doing things. They are making it happen. Let's go ahead and check out some of these comments real quick. People have replied to this. I don't have a Pimax, and I'm not like super into the whole Pimax thing, so I don't know. Like, I don't follow a ton of the Pimax stuff because I don't think I'm gonna get one. Like, I don't think I'm gonna end up having one, so I don't want to get all caught up in it so much. But Music2169, he's on here and says, one of the comments on there say, just tried Onward with PI Tool 2.0 and Steam Super Sampling on 200% with fixed foveated rendering on and Brainwarp, all in-game settings maxed out. I hit a constant 45 frames and the game ran smooth as silk and looked amazing. So this guy does have a 2080 Ti, privileged, right? He's got an i7 7700K, only 30 minutes tested, but F me, pure wizardry. Well done, Pimax. Looking really good already. Wow, and I can't believe Pimax have achieved fixed foveated rendering on a driver level, especially since literally everyone said it had to be added to each game by their devs only. Yeah, whatever happened to that? Everybody was like, no, this has to be done by each individual dev. So it kind of might be a bit more of a fake fixed foveated rendering. It might be a little bit more of what they're doing from a standpoint of Batman Arkham VR. So if you guys play Batman Arkham VR, Rocksteady, the developer of that game, they've created kind of a fixed foveated rendering that's in that game. And so the idea is, well, why can't you just do this across everything and you can get a bonus out of this? And it might cause some problems here or there, but it might also work really good. And we saw here, they've got 3 different levels for this. They've got conservative, balanced, and aggressive when it comes to the fixed foveated rendering. But there are some people responding here, and they're talking about some of the issues. I don't know, it might take too long for me to scroll down and find out. But I know some people were talking about some of the various issues. They're like, yeah, this does work, but blank, and you, like right here, it says you may experience tearing, but I didn't, and I really pushed it. So I don't know. I think some people have been complaining a little bit, probably, if we do have an episode of VR Roundtable this Sunday, I'm expecting we will. I don't know for sure, but if we do have an episode of VR Roundtable, I'm sure Steve will probably get into this and talk a lot about Brainwarp and his opinions on how Brainwarp is working, Brainwarp 1.0, and also the fixed foveated rendering, how it all is working here. Just wanted to see if anybody had any kind of like negative feelings on this, but so far it appears to be all positive, but this is very early, like we've just barely gotten started here. Okay, let me go ahead and bounce over here to Upload VR. Let's go ahead and bounce over here to Upload VR. And one of the stories that we have is Carbon Games. Let me see if I can find it. Was it on here, or maybe it was on Road to VR? Let's see. It looks like it might be Road to VR. Okay, so my bad. Let's go over here to Road to VR. And yeah, so AirMech Studio, Carbon Games, is teasing a new multiplayer VR strategy game. It is codenamed Cake. And the codename game of Cake is kind of interesting because basically what that game is referencing to, it's referencing to an old PlayStation 3 game back in 2009, a third-person real-time strategy game. It was like a digital-only game called Fat Princess. Do you guys remember that game, Fat Princess? So it appears that this game, Cake, which is coming from the AirMech Command development team, Carbon Studio, that they are basically kind of making their own version of Fat Princess, a modern-day version. Wow, you know what's crazy? Fat Princess is 2009. That's 10 years ago, dude. That is 10 years ago. How crazy is that that has been 10 years since Fat Princess came out? I remember when Fat Princess came out. I remember there was a little bit of controversy actually over Fat Princess because they were like, I can't believe you're going to call somebody fat. You know, we're in this modern age. It's like fat shaming. And there was like a bit of a controversy over that. And that was way back in 2009, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine how much of a controversy there would be now. But yeah, it's codenamed Cake because it's going to be probably very similar to that. Apparently, it is class-based, team-based game that's kind of lighthearted but has real depth, strategy involved. It's something we've always wanted to do after AMEC. Green explains. And Green, I believe, James Green is the studio's co-founder, and he's talking about that. So this was in an Oculus developer video where we have a little bit, this little GIF here is basically what they're working on. It is codenamed Cake and is coming from Carbon Games. So we will look forward for that from the AirMech developers at some point in the future. Okay, let's go ahead and bounce over to, we can always do our daily deal. It is something that we always do, so let's go ahead and check this out. Today's daily deal on the Oculus Rift is Dirt Rally. And Dirt Rally, it's been in the news a lot for all the wrong reasons, but this is the original Dirt Rally. The normal price is 25 bucks. You guys can grab this for 15 bones. It is 40% off. Pretty good ratings here. You know what I did not realize about Dirt Rally? Like, I had no freaking clue that you can play this in VR on your Oculus Rift. You can play it in VR on your PlayStation VR. But I guess if you have an HTC Vive and you get Dirt Rally on Steam, you can't play VR? What? I had no idea. Like, I did not know this. Apparently, you have to play Dirt Rally through Revive. At least that's what Steve Bishop was talking about on the most recent episode of VR Roundtable. And when he was talking about that, I was like, what? I was like, eh? I was like, I didn't know that. Okay, I did not know that. So I guess if you do have Dirt Rally on Steam, you are kind of boned. That is kind of whacked. Yeah, King Hell is like, dude, 3.25 stars on Dirt Rally? That doesn't make sense. You know, the thing about Dirt Rally, like, I'll give you my very quick, super short take on Dirt Rally. When Dirt Rally first hit PlayStation VR, it was kind of like one of these timed exclusives. Like, you couldn't play it on an Oculus Rift or anything else. It was only on PlayStation VR in the very, very, very early days. And everybody in the PlayStation VR subreddit, it was all Dirt Rally all the time, man. Everybody was hyped on Dirt Rally, and it was like, Dirt Rally is the best PlayStation VR game. It's all about, you know, it was all about Resident Evil 7, Dirt Rally, Resident Evil 7, Dirt Rally. That's all anybody talked about. Dirt Rally had tremendous hype back in those days. And so what I did was I went ahead and I bought the Dirt Rally, whatever the expansion thing is. Like, it was like $15, $19, I forget what it was, but I paid extra to get the expansion pack so that I could do the VR version of Dirt Rally. And then what I did back at this time, I had GameFly. I was actually renting physical PlayStation VR games via GameFly. I was getting stuff like Battlezone, Robinson the Journey, Eagle Flight. I was getting a lot of physical PlayStation VR games through GameFly, just renting them. I had a GameFly plan, and I got Dirt Rally, and I played Dirt Rally quite a bit. And the thing I did love about it is it really made it 3D, like way out there in the distance. It wasn't just this facade, you know, like an old West town where they make it look like an old West town, but you peek around the corner and it really is fake. It's just like a false facade, right? Dirt Rally, they really make it 3D, like going off into the distance all along the track. And that does buy you into the experience. That does make that experience a little bit more real. And like when the rain is coming down and the rain is hitting your windshield and you're driving along, it is pretty freaking cool. But I got quite a bit of motion sickness. Like, even though I've got pretty good sea legs, when I played Dirt Rally, it did not make me feel very good. So I just never been like a huge fan. But there is 12 hours left in this. So if you've always wanted to grab Dirt Rally, it is 15 bones. I think I've seen it cheaper. I think I've seen this for $10, but not a terrible deal. And I guess Kev Gret is reporting in that Dirt Rally VR, is that the full entire package, Kev Gret? So if you buy that, do you get the whole entire thing? Or is that just the update? Because that is $12.50 right now on PSN, but you probably need to be a PS Plus member because all of these really special deals require PS Plus right now at this point in time. Yeah, I'm not into Dirt Rally because of the shaking, the bouncing. I don't know. It didn't work for me. No, I do have good sea legs, main fan. Do not tell me I don't have good sea legs. I can play almost everything in VR. There's just a few little things that will bother me, like Air Car. Is it Air Cars? You know that thing on Oculus? Air Cars or Air Car where you're like in a Blade Runner thing. If I do smooth turning on that, oh my God, it will break my head. Oh, that is the full bundle. So that is actually a relatively decent deal. Kev Gret says, yes, that is the full entire bundle, $12.50. So not a bad deal if you are a PSVR guy, but I do believe you need Plus for that. Okay, so speaking of a lot of different things, actually speaking of nothing, this is not a good transition. But you know a game I've always liked, guys? Dimension Hunter. Dimension Hunter by Pocket Money Games. I like Dimension Hunter. I love the style of the game. It's got this cel-shaded comic book look. It's kind of a musical thing. I think it's an underrated game. Guess what, guys? Dimension Hunter 2. Yes, an early peek at Dimension Hunter 2. So this is Dimension Hunter 2, like a little sneak peek. It's got that comic book look. It's got that cel-shaded styly. And I like this game. I thought this game was really cool. I really liked it. But you don't hear a lot of people talk about this. Now, I remember the original Dimension Hunter was supposed to be coming to PlayStation VR. I don't know what the hell ever happened to that. In fact, actually, the #1 reply to this by Solo Vision, replying to @PocketMoneyGame. Will it come to PlayStation VR? Yes, that's the plan. Okay, well, what happened to the first version is what I want to know. What happened to the first version? Because I don't believe the first version of Dimension Hunter has ever hit PlayStation VR. But Dimension Hunter 2 is going to be flat and VR. Not sure how long we're going to wait for that. But yeah, that is coming to PlayStation VR. I am looking forward to this. I enjoyed Dimension Hunter. I just thought it had it was almost a music game. Like, I honestly felt Pocket Money Games, they should have almost made it, because you almost were like, it was almost a music game. I think I did a Let's Play for this, and I was kind of dancing around as I was playing it. Like it has the, you know, it's kind of like bam, 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 and you're like dancing around. It's almost like you're dancing and playing it while you're having fun. I really like Dimension Hunter. Let's actually go to, why don't we go take a look at Dimension Hunter on Steam real quick, the first game. Dimension Hunter Steam. So Dimension Hunter on Steam, I'm just curious like what the price and everything is. So, oh my God, guys, dude, you can get Dimension Hunter for 6 bones. 6 bones. I think this is well worth 6 bones. Mostly positive. The reviews are mostly positive. This was September 22nd, 2017. This game has been around for a minute, and I think it's a fun game. I mean, this is not going to like hold you over for months. It absolutely is not that kind of a game. And I kind of like the earlier levels better than some of these levels. Like, I feel like the earlier levels were done very good, and then it kind of like starts to fall apart a little bit. But I think it's a fun game, and it certainly has a very interesting visual style, to be sure. You know, it's kind of a weird game, but yeah, pretty beautiful, pretty awesome. That is Dimension Hunter. Okay, but yeah, we're looking forward to Dimension Hunter 2. That's what we're talking about here. Dimension Hunter 2 is on the way at some point in time. All right, so let's go ahead and bounce back over to Upload VR. Let's bounce back over to Upload VR, and I can refresh this. You know what? We can talk about Mosh Pit Simulator real quick. So they're saying that Mosh Pit Simulator is a lacking attempt at VR memedom. VR memes. So, yeah, I don't know if this is like an actual review. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's like a straight up review, but they're just kind of talking about Mosh Pit Simulator. It is available now. Actually, we could bounce over to the Steam page here. So, yeah, Mosh Pit Simulator is available right about now. Release date is January 31st, and it is priced at $20. And so it's a crazy looking game. This is one of these games where I doubt I would get into this game. But unless people are just ranting and raving about how incredible it is and how amazeballs it is, I don't think this is a game I would be very interested in. But Mosh Pit Simulator, it is there. It is available. And but apparently Road to VR, not exactly in love with it. Bouncing back over to Upload VR. Upload VR. Sorry about that. Okay, one of the stories that we did get, and very little information here. Very little information. But apparently the HTC Vive Cosmos, it has received FCC approval. And the FCC documents confirm it is not a wireless headset. But I don't think any of us ever thought it was. Well, in the very, very beginning, like when they first announced it, and when we were at that crappy Vive press conference that was being periscoped by Upload VR, if anybody watched that video, when you first saw it, you immediately thought that this was a direct Oculus Quest competitor. Like, this is a straight up Oculus Quest Me Too product. That's what everybody thought. But that only lasted for like a couple of hours. And then we realized, no, this is not wireless. There's no battery pack or anything. This is not a wireless headset. This is a standalone headset that is got the option of being tethered to a phone, and it can kind of be wireless at that point because you could put your phone in your pocket. I mean, it's not full on wireless, but do you consider, is Magic Leap wireless? Magic Leap is kind of wireless, right? Because you've got your Magic Leap, you've got your puck, and you're moving all around. You know, there's a wire, though, that goes from the Magic Leap to the puck, and in the same way, for the Vive Cosmos, it's possible that certain very specific phones that are going to have 5G, they're going to have that higher-end Snapdragon in there, they could possibly connect to the Vive Cosmos with the USB-C connector, and you kind of almost get wireless, but it's not an official wireless headset. But maybe even better than all of that is the fact that this has been approved. You know, it's been granted FCC approval, which opens the door for more information. It opens the door for them to talk about bringing this thing out. And so let's see if there's, I haven't read this yet, but let's see if there's some additional information that they popped in this thing here. So the only listed wireless frequency is 2.402.2.48 gigahertz with an ultra low 2.5 blah blah blah. This is identical to the frequency and power output the Vive and the Vive Pro use to communicate with their tracked controllers. So that's more for the controller thing. We reached out to HTC about this filing, and a representative told us that at launch the headset will connect by a tether to the PC to other Vives, similar to other Vives on the market today. And there might be a wireless adapter for Cosmos. No, I don't think there's any wireless adapter or anything. I think the whole wireless confusion was the phone part of it. I think that's where the confusion is. But hopefully we're going to start to see some additional information here. Now, one of the things that HTC talked about, they were talking about the HTC Vive Pro Eye. And they talk about the HTC Vive Pro Eye being a second quarter product. And we haven't heard any pricing or anything for the HTC Vive Pro Eye. Now, the Vive Cosmos, they've never said anything. They've never mentioned second quarter, third quarter. They haven't even mentioned that this is guaranteed for 2019. So it's starting to sound to me that HTC is going to kind of drag this baby out. And so we might be waiting some time to find out about the HTC Vive Cosmos, which is disappointing because I know Jim Hall, I know there's a number of people out there that are looking to grab a PC VR headset, but it's really hard to make an investment on a PC VR headset when you've got stuff like this floating out there that could be huge. You know, the resolution improvement could be pretty goddamn significant with this thing. So you might actually want a Vive Cosmos. Like, people might really, really want a Vive Cosmos when we find all the information out about it. But right now it's in limbo. So it's kind of like you've got this dark cloud that's hovering over here. Like, oh yeah, the Vive Cosmos, it's going to be a factor at some point, but we're waiting and waiting and waiting. How long can you wait? Some of us are tempted to just buy a damn headset right now. I'm kind of surprised Jim Hall hasn't just grabbed himself an Oculus Rift for $350, use it for like 3 or 4 months, and then if something really major pops, like the Valve Surprise HMD, if that pops out, if this thing, we get a lot more information on this pops out, you could always just sell that Rift. Take a minor loss on it. You know, you might take a $50, $75 loss on it when you try to sell it off, but is that big of a deal? Or, you know, I mean, Quest is on the horizon as well, so it's kind of a crazy situation. But, you know, one of the things I do want to get into today is there was earnings. We're in earnings season right now, guys, in the world of the stock market. And Facebook had their earnings call yesterday, and they talked a lot of stuff, and they mentioned VR a number of times. And I thought I had it in one of my stories here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay, so there were some mentions of Oculus in yesterday's Facebook earnings, and we should probably check this out and take a look at this. Now, let's see. What are some of the mentions that are in here? So right here he's saying, longer term, I remain very focused on building technology that brings people together in new ways, including through AR and VR. I'm looking forward to Oculus Quest shipping this spring. The feedback there so far has been very positive. Okay, so he talks a little, and then he goes into Portal a bit. Payments and other fees revenue was $274 million, up 42%. Sales of Oculus Go and the launch of Portal contributed to the revenue growth in the quarter. Okay, turning now to expenses. Total expenses were up $9.1 billion, up over $1 billion sequentially, blah, 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 blah. Notably, the promotion of Portal and Oculus Go. Okay, so they're talking about seasonal factors, including marketing efforts, which they did have mainstream commercials. You know, Jonah Hill, Adam Levine, you know, all these people, Leslie Jones, Wiz Khalifa. They got all these different stars. They were doing Oculus Go commercials, which is a good thing. You got to do this, and hopefully they're going to double down that much more on Oculus Quest. We got to hope they really double down on Oculus Quest. My dog is a couple of rooms that way, and he is barking his ass off, but I don't think you guys can hear it, so I'm not going to worry about it. Man, trip on this. Oculus has 35,500 full-time employees. That's damn near a city. Like, they could have their own city. A 42% increase. Oculus got Facebook, not Oculus, but Facebook has a gang of employees. Damn near 36,000 full-time employees. That is crazy. Give me a job, Zuck. Okay, but we do plan to continue to invest aggressively in the priority areas, including on the innovation side with AR/VR and AI, and continuing to invest in the safety and security programs that we're undergoing. So really just a little bit of talk here, but you know, they keep mentioning AR. AR is going to be a factor going forward with Oculus. I know you guys hate AR, but it is going to be a factor. Oh, you know what? There was a really, really interesting thing that is on the Oculus Rift subreddit, actually. So let's go back over here to the Oculus Rift subreddit. Let's see if I can get back in here. What was this one? Yeah, that's Brainwarp and all of that. Actually, wait a minute. Let's go here. I'm going to go to Oculus. Because you know how Sanzaru is working on this secret game? We kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday. And I maybe got that wrong. I kept saying it's Oculus Quest, it's Oculus Quest, it's Oculus Quest, man. Apparently it might be actually a Rift game. I thought the graphics looked pretty bad for a Rift game, to be honest. But there was an interesting post here on the Oculus Rift subreddit. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, let me refresh this. Let's see. There was an interesting, oh, here it is. Okay, first teasing footage from Sanzaru's new VR project, Project Forge. Okay, so this is really interesting. Let's check this out, guys. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And so let's go ahead and click on this first link right here. Okay, so yeah, what are you going to make of this, guys? Like, what does this mean? Okay, here's some footage, apparently, of Project Forge for, I don't know if it's the Rift, if it's the Quest, or what, but this is the new Sanzaru game that they're banging away on. This is the developer of VR Sports Challenge, Ripcoil, and Marvel Powers United VR. Now, if we click on this, actually, I gotta add audio here. I gotta add audio, desktop audio. Okay, so let me not mute my desktop audio. I'm gonna pump up the desktop audio because this next video is weird. Let's go ahead and watch this. I don't know if this is like trying to be viral and it was like a setup or what, but let's check this out. Oh, dude, not found. What? Oh man, they killed it. They killed that video. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. There was this video. Oh, that sucks. That sucks that they killed that video because it was really cool because basically it was a guy. I'm going to go ahead and relive the video for you. It was a guy walking into a room. There's a bunch of guys talking and they got some screens on the wall and they're talking about their new game. And then the guy's like, get out of here. Get out of here with that. Tomorrow, or Tuesday. We're not going to release this information till Tuesday. That's what they kept saying. Like somebody down back here is like, enhance. And this guy's like, Tuesday. So apparently, this sucks. This got boned. I should have grabbed that footage when it was there. There was actual footage. You couldn't really see anything, but it was a funny video. It was just a funny video the way they had it. But there was actual footage. And so apparently, next Tuesday, I guess we might get a major big announcement like the Sanzaru game that has been teased. We might find out, the full name of it and all of that. So apparently next Tuesday, but you guys should have saw this. It was really funny. Damn it, that sucks. I should have went to that story earlier. But yeah, it's called Project Forge, I guess. This is that Sanzaru thing. Okay. So yeah, that is basically all of the preset stories I had. Now, the thumbnail image for this show, you got a really goofy picture of me going like, ugh, you know, weirdo goofy picture, right? Well, what is the background, guys? What is the background? And this is the background. It is called Magic Realm Online, and this is available today as well. It released today, January 31st. Now, the publisher is Software Wolf. The developer is Software Wolf and ITC Studio. I don't know nothing about this, but I like the logo. I like their logo. It is available right now. The normal price is $19. You can get it on a nice dipper of a discount. It is 30% off. $13.29, Magic Realm Online. This discount will last until February 7th. And looking at some of the pictures here, like that's the background screenshot that I used. I like it. I like that background screenshot. But you know, I'm looking at a lot of these pictures. There's 20 of them. And it looks really good. Like this looks pretty cool. I think this is a flat game and a VR game. But you know, I don't know how much we can believe these pictures. Like, I don't know that it actually looks like this in the actual game, because these pictures almost look like too damn sweet. But yeah, apparently this is kind of like a multiplayer game. It's like a multiplayer wave shooter, basically, is what it looks like. But I like the graphical look of it. I really do. Yeah, Magic Realm Online, here it is. And you know what? I do have the trailer for this. So let's go ahead and go over to our standard scene. Let me go. Oh, you know what? I need to mute my desktop audio before something goes really wrong. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pump up the volume for this trailer. And let me go ahead and grab this. Check it out. Go ahead and grab the trailer. Okay, Magic Realm Online. Let's check it out. Okay, so that is Magic Realm Online. I think it looks kind of cool. Like, graphically, I think this thing actually looks pretty badass. It kind of reminds me of Quiver, but actually even better than Quiver. Am I crazy for saying that? But, I mean, I don't know. Like, see, the thing is, we've seen a million trailers that make games look so incredibly drop-dead gorgeous. Then you actually get into the game, and it's, like, mediocre at best, you know, from a graphical standpoint. Like, it's, like, way the hell scaled down from what you see in the trailer. So it's hard for me to get too jazzed about this. And then also, the price seems relatively low. Like, if this is really balling out of control. Like, look at that. I like the looks of this area. Like, whatever this area is, Like, I like that. That looks sweet. Like, this whole thing looks sweet. And if you got a guy with a top hat like that with some freaking glasses and, you know, it looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty sweet. But yeah, it does remind me a little bit of Quiver. That is Magic Realm Online. And we can go ahead and go back. Let's see. Yeah, I have the Steam page here. Okay, so let's go back over to the Steam page. I just wanted to see what they described it. So Magic Realm Online is a co-op multiplayer objective defense game developed exclusively for VR. Okay, so it's actually exclusive for VR. I thought this might have been a VR flat game. I thought this might have been more of a flat game that kind of featured a VR mode as like a bonus, but apparently that's not the case. It's featuring unique playable characters and beautiful maps. The maps look beautiful. According to the videos and the screenshots, they really do. Play on your own or online with up to 4 people and defend the source crystal from power-hungry invaders of another world. So yeah, it does sound a little bit like Quiver here. Early access is live now. Just to let you know, guys, that we finally released the EA version of Magic Realm Online. That is January 31st. So yeah, it is live and in action. This looks like the kind of game that MAME fan is probably going to grab and check out, and then he might refund it if he thinks it sucks. John Edwards says, Magic Realm is a classic board game. Name has a lot of nostalgia for me. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. I might try to reach out to this developer here and see if I can get a key and check it out. But I don't, based on this developer, like I have no idea. But for some reason, I'm assuming that this is like either a Chinese, Korean, likely Chinese or a Korean developer. So I guess they also made Tennis Arcade VR, which is, yeah, must have been made by the same people. This is going for $10. Tennis Arcade VR. This came out on July 20th of 2018. Not a lot of reviews on this one. But yeah, I've never heard of this developer before, but I'm guessing they're probably a Chinese developer, so it might be really hard for me to try to get a key for this. But I mean, it's not that expensive. It's $13.30. MAME fan says, would never buy. Really, MAME fan? You'd never buy this. Look at how pretty it looks, though. Look at how purty. I mean, come on. Doesn't that look purty? Look at that. That looks like Ready Player One, like all these things stacked up on top of each other. A little Ready Player One-ish. It kind of has a, you know, a steampunk kind of a vibe to it as well. Little bit Lord of the Rings-ish. You know, that looks very steampunk-ish right there. This almost looks like Dr. Groardborts or something, like Magic Leap a little bit. Look at the enemies. I mean, if they really looked like that, that looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks really good. Like, it looks way too good, in my opinion. Like, it looks too good to be true, really. Like, that is a really cool backdrop right there. That reminds me of, like, some old Blizzard game from back in the days. Right there, that look. Like, I like this area. I like that map. Like, this looks kind of cool there. Scion says, a pretty wave shooter is still a wave shooter. Anthony, you have to join their Discord for a chance at a key. You're talking about a key for this, Magic Realm Online? Yeah, well, I'll just tell them, I'm a big YouTuber, brah. I'm a big YouTuber, man. I do these crazy, funny, crazy thumbnail images. Like, I'm a big YouTuber, bruh. Like, I need this game. Okay, so anyway, guys, that pretty much covers just about everything, I think, for our show today. Let's see, what else could we do before we bounce out of here? Let's see. Oh, you know what I didn't mention yet, guys, is disassembly VR. And apparently Paradise Decay has played this game, and Paradise, you said it's pretty badass, right? Have you done a video yet, Paradise? Disassembly VR, it is out there. It is available now. It is $30. Yes, it is. $29.99. It is available right now. And Paradise said it is really cool. You know, speaking of like building your own PC, I was on NeoGAF the other day, and somebody made a really cool PC game kind of a thing that basically is a free thing. It's like a free demo. It was on NeoGAF. It was talking about teaching you how to build your PC, and it was really cool. But Disassembly VR, that is available today as well. We could actually go over here. Let's see what all the games that have recently come out. There's actually a lot of action that's going on today. Look, you've got Magic Realm Online. That is available today. You got Mosh Pit Simulator is available today. You got Disassembly VR available today. And then there's some of this other stuff. I don't know what this thing is for 25 bucks. It's by Raccoon Bites Era. Haven't heard of this one. This one's 25 bones. Let's see, back up here. You got this thing, which is free, Let's Wart VR. Trapped in a strange, shattered world, lost in fog, you take a trip down memory lane. The past not only hides memories of your relationship between you and your brother, but also the suppressed event that may have led to his suicide. Damn! Face your deepest fear in this Belt for VR adventure. You know, this is free, and you know what I like about it? I like being in real houses and stuff. Like some of this interior design looks pretty cool. I should try this. If this is free, I should absolutely try this. Not really into the whole suicide aspect of it. That looks kind of cool. Like, see how the light is coming through that window and then shining on the back there with those little pictures that are on the wall, and you got a little Walkman on the table there. You got a little Acer monitor. You got your keyboard, your mouse. You know, you got a little, oh, is that like a little Mortal Kombat character there? Kind of looks like Scorpion. So this is free. So maybe this is your homework assignment, ladies and gentlemen. Jump into this and check this out and see if it's any good. So yeah, there's a lot of free stuff that's out there as well. So a lot of stuff popped out today. And then upcoming, let's take a quick look at upcoming. District Steel, baby. I wish this was upcoming really soon. They still have this as Q1 2019. So we're still kind of waiting on District Steel a little bit. Virtual Army Revolution, they've had... Wait, this says Virtual Army Revolution's coming out today as well. God damn, today is a major day. But now it's saying release date pushed back for extra polish. But that was back on December 14th. So it apparently will unlock in less than an hour. So Virtual Army Revolution is also going to be in the building. This game has a trailer, but it's one of the lowest resolution trailers I've ever seen in my life. This game is got its work cut out for it, man. It really does, because everybody's playing Contractors, Onward, Pavlov. You got stuff like Zero Caliber. There's so many games that are in this category, but this is another game that is going to try to enter the mix and try to make it happen. Virtual Army Revolution. So that might be available today as well. And we've got some other games that are coming. This thing looks really weird, but I think it's only in like Japanese, so I don't know how you're going to understand this. But Dinosaur Adventure is a virtual reality VR adventure game. You can interact with dinosaurs at close range in this game. You can learn a lot of knowledge and content about dinosaurs and finally escape in thrills. But, you know, clicking on some of these pictures looks really bright, really colorful. Look at that Triceratops over there. You got one of those bony things. You've got Dilophosaurus over there. My kids used to really be into dinosaurs, so I learned every dinosaur under the sun. But yeah, this looks to be 100% in Japanese, so I don't think I'm going to be able to play this. Or maybe Chinese or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, that is called Dinosaur Adventure. That's coming in February. Alrighty, guys, well, that is going to go ahead and do it. Let me go ahead and get back over here to my standard scene, and let me go ahead and... put my little logo on the board here and bounce the hell on out. So that is going to do it for this particular episode of VR 365. I, of course, will be back tomorrow on Friday. Now, the starting time of VR 365 is around 11 a.m. I'm going to try to start at 11 a.m. if I can, but if it's like 11:15, 11:20, 11:30, 11:10, 10:45. Maybe I'll start at 10:45. That's going to be kind of how this thing works in terms of starting time. I also have some quick show notes, guys. Saturday's episode is going to be 4 p.m. Pacific. Saturday's episode, 4 p.m. Pacific. Normally we start at noon on Saturday, but I have a birthday party that I have to go to. I will not be around, so I will do Saturday's episode, 4 p.m. Pacific. Tomorrow, hopefully right around 11 a.m. Now remember, like the episode, subscribe to the show. I have a Patreon. Go ahead and donate about $5 or $2 if you would like. And I also have a donate button on vrgamerankings.com. Donate maybe $2.75. I think I could get a vanilla latte. Buy me a vanilla latte, everybody. That is your homework assignment. Buy me a vanilla latte and play that free game. All right, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful Thursday. I will see you guys tomorrow. Later. Later, brah. And I got to find my little stop streaming button. Where is it? Uh-oh. Here we go. Stop streaming. All right. See you guys later.